Today we're diving into a significant revelation that's got everyone talking. It comes from none other than Gladys Knight, the iconic Empress of Soul. For decades, she's been one of the biggest voices in the music industry. But now she's opened up about something that could change the way we see Michael Jackson. In a recent interview, she finally revealed the truth about her long friendship with the King of Pop and what it was really like behind the scenes. Let's take a look at the incredible connection between these two legends. Now, to fully appreciate the weight of Gladys Knight's revelation, we need to understand her role in the music industry and the significant connection she had with Michael Jackson over the years. Gladys Knight is not just an accomplished artist in her own right, but she was one of the people who saw Michael's evolution from a young boy with immense talent to the global superstar who would go on to change the music world forever. Gladys has lived through decades of changing music trends, but she's always been true to her roots in soul, R&B, and gospel music. For her, music has always been a deeply personal and spiritual experience, one that connects with the very soul of the listener. This is something that she shares with Michael Jackson, whose musical expression was also rooted in a deep understanding of human emotion and spirit. Before we jump into what Gladys Knight revealed, let's set the stage. Michael Jackson, of course, is one of the most influential artists in music history. His journey from a young star in the Jackson 5 to the global icon of pop music is legendary. But the truth is, despite his immense popularity, there was always a deep complexity to Michael that few fully understood. While his public persona was that of a charismatic showman, there was always an air of mystery surrounding him, a mystery that few people outside of his inner circle were able to unravel. One of those people was Gladys Knight. Known for her powerhouse vocals and an incredible career spanning decades, Gladys Knight was someone who had a front-row seat to the rise of Michael Jackson. The two of them were more than just acquaintances. They were close friends, sharing stages together and moments behind the scenes that few ever knew about. Gladys shared with us that she was often a mentor to Michael during his early years. As a young man finding his way in the world of fame, Michael often looked up to Gladys not just as an artist, but as a guide through the overwhelming and sometimes isolating world of stardom. But what exactly did Gladys Knight reveal that has sparked so much discussion? In a recent interview, Gladys opened up about her deep connection to Michael Jackson and shed light on what it was like to know him personally. She spoke about the first time they met and how, even at a young age, Michael was unlike any other artist she had encountered. While most would expect a young pop star to be full of confidence and bravado, Gladys revealed that Michael was actually quite shy and introverted, especially in the presence of those he admired. According to her, Michael always sought out people who were grounded and authentic, and he cherished those relationships deeply. But what really stood out was her perspective on Michael's early years with the Jackson 5. According to Gladys, he was already showing signs of being a perfectionist, even as a young boy. She remembered how, even in the studio, Michael was always pushing himself to be better and better. She shared stories about how, at times, Michael would stay late after a recording session to perfect his vocal techniques, or how he would practice tirelessly until he felt his performance was exactly what he envisioned. This drive for perfection was something that stayed with him throughout his entire career. Gladys emphasized that, while Michael may have been a larger-than-life figure to the public, he was often uncertain and self-critical behind closed doors. So, what's the truth that Gladys Knight is finally revealing to the public? Well, Gladys shared that Michael Jackson had always struggled with the pressures of fame, something most people wouldn't guess about the King of Pop. In fact, she said, people don't understand how much he wanted to have a normal life. She went on to explain that while Michael's talent was undeniable, the world around him often tried to shape him into something he wasn't. The constant media attention, the never-ending demands of being a global superstar. It all took a toll on him. But through it all, Gladys Knight was one of the few people who knew the real Michael Jackson, a man who was incredibly intelligent, sensitive, and always searching for peace. Gladys shared that, despite his fame, Michael was often conflicted about the life he had chosen. He longed for the simple joys of a normal childhood, something that was stolen from him at an early age. However, what people didn't see was how much he gave back. Gladys Knight revealed that Michael's generosity went beyond what many people ever realized. He didn't just give money to charity, he gave his time, his support, and his love to those in need. Gladys told a touching story of how, on multiple occasions, Michael would visit sick children in hospitals, not seeking recognition, but simply to brighten their day. This was the side of Michael that was often overshadowed by his public persona. This revelation has opened up a new side to Michael that fans may not have seen before. Gladys didn't just talk about his struggles, she also praised Michael for his incredible generosity. He wasn't just a star on stage. Off stage, he was known to go out of his way to help those in need, and he did it quietly, without seeking attention. According to Gladys, Michael's philanthropic work was a central part of his life, something that many didn't know about. She believes that this quiet compassion is what made Michael truly special, and it's something that deserves to be remembered. Now let's talk about how Gladys Knight's revelation is impacting Michael Jackson's legacy. Over the years, Michael has been the subject of intense scrutiny. His life has been dissected in the media, with people often focusing on the controversies and eccentricities that surrounded him. But with Gladys's words, we're starting to see a different side of Michael Jackson, a more vulnerable, more human side. This new perspective challenges the way we've traditionally viewed Michael, reminding us that behind the glitz and glamour was a person who struggled with the same emotional complexities as anyone else. The music industry has always been full of larger-than-life personalities, but few have been as enigmatic as Michael Jackson. His impact on pop culture is undeniable, but the man behind the music was often overshadowed by the image he had to maintain. Gladys Knight's revelation humanizes Michael, reminding us that even the biggest stars face battles that no one else can see. Her words bring attention to the pressures that come with fame and how difficult it can be to maintain one's sense of self when the world is constantly watching. In conclusion, Gladys Knight's revelation has shed new light on Michael Jackson's life, showing us the truth about the man behind the music. It's a reminder that even legends have their struggles, their fears, and their doubts, but it's also a testament to the strength and resilience that helped Michael become the icon we know today. His story is one of triumph, but also one of personal sacrifice. Gladys Knight's words are a beautiful tribute to the real Michael Jackson, the man who was not just a superstar but a kind, generous soul. What do you think about Gladys Knight's revelations? Do you agree with her portrayal of Michael Jackson? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on all things music and entertainment. Until next time, take care.